So that was the old One Way Out gang. And that was kind of cool, you know, seeing Andor. We just got out of the Andor panel, and they had planned this whole run across the Excel Center, doing the One Way Out thing. They up the escalator. I ain't chasing them dudes. But, you know, listening to Tony Gilroy talk about Andor and the process of filmmaking from an organic perspective was very interesting. And it shows that, you know, the type of filmmakers that are needed in Star Wars right now are guys like Tony Gilroy that are, you know, approaching this from a, you know, filmmaker's perspective. He took his time to craft out a world. It's not about just, you know, shiny lights, you know, droids, creatures and all that kind of stuff. That's all a part of it. But he took his time to actually tell the story of, you know, Cassian Andor, where he started, okay? He talked about how Ferrix was a analogy for where both Cassian Andor as well as the galaxy was at that moment, you know, and the time for a change, something to happen, you know, within the realm of Star Wars, okay? And you saw how that all played out in the actual series, okay? If you like Andor, a lot of people don't like Andor. I think Andor is probably the best thing that Star Wars has done since The Empire Strikes Back. And the reason is because, you know, again, you have a guy that understands the concept of writing, the concept of organic filmmaking, okay? And it wasn't a bunch of stars up on the stage with him. He brought his production designers. He brought his, you know, Diego Luna was up there. Let me take that back. Diego Luna was up there. But even Diego was talking about, you know, the process of, hey, everything that we did on Andor was building on everybody else's creativity, okay? So it wasn't just a matter of one guy just kind of running the ship. You know, it was one guy that kind of set the tone of what we were going to be doing in this particular series. You know, the production designer, the soundtrack, costuming, everybody was, you know, pitching in and giving their opinions, and, you know, they were building it episode by episode, and that's really important. And I think, again, this is why Andor works, and this is why a lot of these other shows don't. You know, even to a certain extent, Mando doesn't work because, you know, you have one kind of guiding voice instead of a bunch of voices. You know, I know Filoni and Favreau are doing the, you know, the job that they're doing, but, you know, there's just something missing from an organic storytelling standpoint, and I think that's where Star Wars has to get back to. It's collaborative filmmaking, and that's what they talked about with Andor, and everybody's excited for season 2. I think season 2 of Andor is going to be phenomenal. I hope and just pray that you know, they take the lessons from Andor and start getting back to real organic filmmaking. You know, not just having like a set idea of what they want to do, but like building it from the bottom up. You know, we're gonna grab a story, we're gonna grab a character, and we're just gonna draw characters out, okay? And then we're gonna let the characters kind of guide us through what the rest of the story looks like, you know? And the other thing that they explained is that they know where this thing is ending, okay? They have a beginning and they have an end, all right? And that's extraordinarily important, because if you have an end point, you know where you're headed, okay? You know, obviously they know where they're headed towards the beginning of Rogue One. But if you have an end point, all right, now you know how to fill out all the rest of the stuff that's going on in your universe. So anyway, I just wanted to drop those quick notes on that. They're about to show us the first or the next episode of Mando. They're going to show us what, you know, they're going to show us the episode. They're going to show the full episode. I'm about to line up for that. So we'll see the next episode. It's going to have kind of a culmination of this jacked up season that really doesn't make a lot of sense. But, you know, we're going to start to see that. I know Giancarlo Esposito is going to be in it. So we know that much. And we'll see what happens. But anyway, I just thought that, you know, that was an excellent panel. And, you know, lessons that Star Wars needs to learn going forward if they're going to, you know, continue to, you know, succeed with this universe. All right, guys.